Lakers fans, get ready, because today's story is one that's rattling the NBA media world. It involves none other than LeBron James and one of the most recognizable and outspoken voices in sports media, Stephen A. Smith. If you enjoy these deep dives into NBA drama and breaking news, make sure to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss the next update. For years, there's been a quiet tension between LeBron and Stephen A. At first, it might have seemed like standard disagreements between a superstar athlete and a strong-minded analyst. But over time, that friction has intensified to the point where it's impossible to ignore. Now, things have taken a dramatic turn because Stephen A. has publicly admitted something that changes everything. He flat out said that he doesn't like LeBron James, and the way he revealed it leaves little room for reconciliation. To understand how it got to this point, let's rewind. LeBron's issues with Stephen A. didn't appear overnight. Much of the tension has centered around Bronny James, LeBron's son. LeBron has been extremely protective of Bronny, not only as a father, but also as someone who understands what it means to grow up under the weight of massive expectations. Over the past year, LeBron has voiced his frustration with how Bronny has been discussed in the media, and he specifically pointed out Stephen A. as someone he believes has crossed the line. From LeBron's perspective, Stephen A. wasn't simply critiquing Bronny's performance on the court. Instead, his words carried a personal edge that LeBron found unacceptable. For a father watching his son's every step dissected on national television, those comments felt like more than analysis. They felt like attacks. Stephen A., of course, pushed back, insisting that his remarks were strictly about basketball and never personal. But LeBron clearly wasn't convinced, and each new comment only deepened the divide between them. This set the stage for what eventually became a bombshell moment. During an appearance on the Dan Le Batard show, Stephen A. Smith went further than ever before. He looked directly into the camera and admitted what many had speculated, but few expected him to confirm. "I don't like LeBron, and I don't think that's ever going to change. There have been things done behind the scenes, attempts to damage my reputation and question my integrity. That statement is about as strong as it gets. It wasn't a rumor, and it wasn't secondhand reporting. It was Stephen A. Smith saying it himself, unfiltered. This isn't about debating LeBron's place in the all-time rankings or his late-game decision-making. This is personal." According to Stephen A., LeBron has tried to harm his career and credibility. If true, that explains the bitterness. If not, it still reveals how deep the animosity runs. The implications of this admission are massive. Stephen A. is one of ESPN's most powerful personalities, and his coverage carries enormous weight. But how can he claim to cover LeBron fairly now that he's admitted such a personal dislike? Then again, ESPN thrives on strong opinions, and Stephen A.'s ability to attract attention is unmatched. If his commentary on LeBron becomes even more fiery, the network probably won't complain. After all, nothing drives viewership like a polarizing debate about LeBron James. Meanwhile, LeBron is still proving he belongs among the game's elite. Even at 40, he's delivering numbers that most players half his age can't match. Last season, he averaged 24.4 points, nearly 8 rebounds, and over 8 assists while shooting over 51% from the floor and close to 38% from beyond the arc. Those stats show he's still capable of dominating games, and his focus is squarely on chasing another championship with the Lakers. For LeBron, the priority remains that elusive 18th banner for Los Angeles. But once LeBron steps away from the game, this feud could intensify again. Why? Because then the spotlight shifts fully to Bronny James. As Bronny enters the NBA, the scrutiny will be unlike anything most players have ever faced. LeBron, as both a father and a basketball legend, will be monitoring every narrative surrounding his son. If Stephen A. continues to critique Bronny, whether fairly or harshly, it could spark another round of very public clashes. This isn't just about basketball anymore. It's about pride, legacy, and respect. On one side, you have LeBron James, still rewriting history as a player. On the other, Stephen A. Smith, whose voice and influence in sports media are undeniable. And between them is a rift that looks far from repair. Now, while that feud has dominated headlines, today also carries a deeper meaning for Lakers fans. It marks what would have been the 47th birthday of Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest players in NBA history and a legend whose influence still echoes throughout the league. The tragic helicopter crash in January 2020 that claimed the lives of Kobe, his daughter Gianna, and 7 others remains one of the most heartbreaking moments in sports history. Fans across the globe continue to celebrate Kobe's life, not just as a basketball icon, but as a symbol of determination and excellence. And now, Kobe's story is being brought to the big screen. Warner Brothers, in collaboration with Tom Brady's production company, Religion of Sports, along with the producers of King Richard, are developing a biopic that promises to honor Kobe's journey with respect and authenticity. The working title, with the 8th pick, is a clever reference to the 1996 NBA draft, where the Nets nearly selected Kobe before he ultimately landed with the Lakers through a trade. That decision changed NBA history forever. The 1996 draft class was one of the most stacked of all time, featuring names like Allen Iverson, Ray Allen, and Steve Nash, alongside Kobe. Yet it was Kobe who rose above the rest, winning 5 championships, 2 Finals MVPs, and an MVP award during a career defined by relentless work ethic and unshakable confidence. His Mamba mentality became more than a slogan. It was a philosophy that inspired athletes and fans worldwide. The biopic aims to capture Kobe's rise from high school phenom to global superstar, while also portraying the man he was off the court, an innovator, a father, a mentor, and a storyteller. With Tom Brady's team involved, the film will emphasize the discipline and drive that made Kobe not just great, but legendary. Fans can expect an emotional and inspiring journey that cements Kobe's legacy for generations to come. But as fans celebrate Kobe's story and debate LeBron's legacy, another rumor is shaking the NBA landscape: the possibility of LeBron James joining the Golden State Warriors. It sounds impossible, yet whispers around the league suggest the idea has been explored. For such a move to happen, LeBron would need to sign off personally. Still, in a league where shocking trades have become routine, nothing can be ruled out. Imagine the scenario: LeBron moving just a short flight away to the Bay Area, teaming up with Steph Curry. We've seen glimpses of their chemistry on the Olympic stage, and the thought of them playing together for an entire season is enough to terrify the rest of the league. The logistics, of course, would be complicated. LeBron's contract is massive, and a trade of that magnitude would likely involve Bronny as well. One possible framework could see the Lakers acquiring Jimmy Butler, young big man Trace Jackson Davis, and a future first-round pick, while Golden State receives LeBron, Bronny, and Dalton Knecht. On paper, the contracts line up, and the trade would radically reshape both franchises. The Lakers would get younger talent and a proven star in Butler who could pair with Luka Doncic to form a new core. Meanwhile, Golden State would instantly reload with LeBron's leadership and Bronny's potential. For the Warriors, adding LeBron would be seismic, giving them another superstar to pair with Curry and potentially extending their championship window. For the Lakers, it would represent a pivot, a chance to build around new stars while preparing for life after LeBron. The ripple effects of such a trade would be felt across the league. Every Western Conference rival would have to adjust. Social. Media would explode with reactions. Analysts would debate endlessly about chemistry, contracts, and legacies. And fans would be left to wonder if this could truly happen or if it's just another dream scenario destined to stay hypothetical. Still, the idea of LeBron in a Warriors uniform is enough to captivate anyone who follows the NBA. The thought of him sharing the floor with Steph Curry, creating moments that would define an era, is the kind of storyline that feels like it belongs in a movie script. At the end of the day, none of this is official. The Lakers haven't indicated a willingness to move on, and LeBron hasn't given any public hints. But the NBA has taught us never to say never. Shocking trades, stunning free agent signings, and unexpected twists are part of what makes this league so addictive. If such a blockbuster ever materialized, it would rank among the most jaw-dropping moves in NBA history. So here we are. On one front, LeBron is battling a public feud with Stephen A. Smith that refuses to die down. On another, Kobe Bryant's legacy is being celebrated in film form, ensuring his story lives forever. And in the background, the wild possibility of LeBron joining the Warriors keeps fans buzzing. The NBA never stops delivering drama, and as long as stars like LeBron James are in the spotlight, the stories will keep coming.